key to strengthening your lower back is to have a few good exercises that you do on a consistent basis that work for your body. I'm going to show you 4 of my favorite exercises that I give to many of my clients that help them strengthen their lower back. Remember, every exercise needs to be adaptable and adjustable so it works for you. We're going to start by lying down in our bridge exercise. So your knees are bent, your head is back. You can lie down on a blanket if that's more comfortable for you, and your arms are out to the side. From here, we're going to take a moment and set up the exercise. Roll the shoulders back, relax the hands, press into the feet. And we're going to be doing a series of roll-ups and roll down, really articulating and strengthening every part of the back. But before we do that, we want to make sure we know what that feels like, that feeling of rolling up and rolling down. So I'm going to lift my arms up, but you can keep your arms down, and I'd like you to push your lower back into the floor or blanket beneath you, and then release. Now, as you do this, you might feel a little uneven, that one side's doing a better job than the other, and that's okay, but try and tilt evenly. Now, once we have done that a few more times, just to warm up the back and see where we're going with this, we're going to roll up and down. We're going to push into the feet, and we're going to slowly press our lower back down like we already did. And then we're going to lift our pelvis up, and then lift it another inch, and then lift it another inch, and then lift it another inch. Now you'll notice that your pelvis is tilted, your back is slightly rounded. We're digging into our heels, gently, gently pushing the hips up and staying here for a moment. Now we're going to do the opposite and come down slowly. So we press a little bit of our back down, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then we finally come back to the beginning. We're going to do that a few more times together. Please go slower than me, not faster. So you press your lower back down first, and then you slowly lift your hips up, and then you come up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Your back is now rounded. And then we're going to slowly roll down, articulating, segmenting, feeling, strengthening our lower back. And then you end up in that neutral position. We have 2 more times. So push into the lower back, pelvis starts to come up a little bit, and then we slowly roll up. Now what we're doing besides building strength is building awareness in how our back works, in how our back moves. So those are your roll-ups and roll-downs. And if that felt hard for you, that might be enough for you today. And I'd like you to repeat that exercise. But we're going to move on to our next exercise. So you can use your blanket to pad your knees, and you come on to all 4s. And you want your hips to be level and your back to be in a neutral position, which means it has a slight and natural arch in it. And then you're going to extend your right leg out. You want your hips to be level, and then you're going to simply lift up the right leg. You can relax the foot for now. And then you're going to slowly, slowly bring that down. Let's get the other side. So we're going to extend the leg out, the hips are level, and we're going to bring up the leg. And you're trying to hold the leg there. So what this is doing, it's strengthening the back and the glutes and working on your balance and coordination. And then we're going to slowly, slowly come down. We're adding on from that. We're going to take the leg out, and then we're going to lift and lower 8 times. Now, as you do this, try and really reach the leg away from you and keep an even balance on the 3 limbs or the 3 points that are on the floor. Let's get 4 more times. Take your time. And the goal with this one is to see how few we can do, not how many, before we feel it. Let's get 2 more. Now we're talking. 1 more time. I'm going to ask you to hold it and then bring it down. Let's get the other side. So we're going to extend the leg out. We're going to work on the hips being level, and we're going to lift and lower 8 times. And for today, the foot is going to be relatively relaxed. The goal is that we're strengthening this part of our body, and the way we're doing that is we're giving our body a challenge, and your body adapts by getting fitter and stronger. Let's get 3 more times. Now, if you're having a hard time, do half of them. No worries at all. But come back to this class, come back to this practice, so you can get stronger and bring that down. So that was 2 of our exercises. Now for our last exercise, it's a little bit different because we're going to be doing the same movement we just did, lifting one leg at a time, but we're going to be totally on the floor. And the reason why this one is such a good one is that a lot of times being on all fours for some of us is a lot on the wrists and shoulders. And now we're taking that element of challenging the wrists and shoulders out of this. So you're going to relax your arms and your head is going to be down. You're going to lift up your right leg, you're going to stretch it back. You're going to lift up your left leg, you're going to stretch it back. Your head is dropped down and then you're going to lift the right leg. So this is a little bit harder in terms of muscular challenge than the one on all fours, but it's easier on your wrists and shoulders. And then bring it down. Now you only want to lift the leg up a little bit. If you lift it up too high, you're going to be sinking into your lower back, and you want to strengthen your lower back and not overarch it. So you're trying to keep your hips down as you lift the leg. Let's do a few more times. What we're doing again is we're lifting up one leg at a time, and then we're lifting up the other leg. So good. And then bring yourself up. The next lower back exercise we're going to do requires you to lift your upper body as the rest of your body stays still. This is a super fabulous strengthener for the entire back. To do it, we lie down on the floor. And to just get some length in the body before we get started, you lift up the left leg and you lift up the right leg. And then you relax your feet on the floor and you gently push your hips into the floor. From here, we're going to lace the hands behind the back. Now, if you can't lace your hands behind your back, you could hold on to a towel or a yoga strap. And then from here, we're going to lift up and down. The key with this one is you want to keep your hips pressing down and think about extending your tailbone towards your heels. So you have a little bit of a rounding in the back as you come up. And if you can only do one today, that is absolutely fine, but we are working towards doing 8 of them. And then from here, we bring ourselves up. So those are 4 of my favorite lower back strengtheners. Remember, the key to getting stronger in your lower back is to pick exercises that are useful and usable for you, that work for your body, and to make sure that you do them consistently. Please let me know how these exercises went for you, and remember to save this class and to come back to it, because the key to getting stronger is to be consistent. That's how you strengthen your lower back. That's how to make your exercise more useful and usable for you.